Welcome back to Tales and Fails Miniatures.
And today we are reviewing the Dungeons & Dragons Icon of the Realm Vecna Eve of Ruin specific miniature, Miska the Wolf-Spider. And a little bit smaller than we were expecting for a single mini, but we'll get into that.
So yeah, Miska here is a legendary demon lord and the master of battlefield strategy. Yeah.
A CR-24 bad boy, and
There you go.
they definitely deserve their own miniature.
Yeah, I'll just cut her.
I got it. Well, yeah. It's like we've been opening minis for a while.
Tail's a lot longer than I expected. That's actually
Oh.
sweet looking.
Okay, yeah, that's a wild...
I think it makes up for its size.
I was kind of hoping with that there'd be a sting attack.
Yeah, right?
CR-24. 3 attacks, you know, the wolf, it can bite you with the wolf heads that are going to be very obvious on the pan around. And that trident, none of them are fun. They're pretty wild. I mean, again, that tail, that back part with all the fur and stuff, very wild.
Yeah.
I love that sculpt. The legs are pretty great. Don't know how I feel about the line around the jaws of the wolves. That's...
Yeah, the paint just, they kind of made it look clowny.
It kind of gives me that. I know it's the blood. It's supposed to be the blood effect, and there's some blood on like the chest area and everything. But the perfect lines are just a little. I don't know.
Weird.
I don't know why you do perfect lines for that.
Yeah, they definitely should have like splashed up and down, or just did something a little bit more with the red just to make it look. I mean, even on this side, they didn't do a horrible job.
You know what it is? It's that the fact the teeth are clean.
That
the
does
teeth
have a lot to do with it.
The teeth are clean and just that the kind of gray-white color, and it's just like the lips that you could imagine are red.
Yeah. It actually, outside the box, I actually like it a lot more than it was in the box, to be honest, because it doesn't look as bad as I thought it did. Like the dry brushing down the front actually kind of looks like blood.
We also thought it was a lot. We also thought it was at least a bit smaller.
Yeah, it felt very small in the box because of the front, but when you actually have it open and you get this huge tail, it adds a lot more to the miniature to make it feel larger.
Yeah.
Because again, if it was just
that,
the front part, it would have felt very small, but...
Now I know why the legs are kind of squished like that, because it just felt like they just kind of front-loaded it and that was it, but now that there's a big abdomen kind of thing going on, yeah, that makes sense of why the legs are shoved up front.
Yeah, the paint job actually is not bad. I think the biggest thing is the clown makeup that the wolves have on.
We'll just call it the clown makeup.
And that is a very large trident. I mean, that thing is...
I think it's
20 feet long. It's got a reach of 15.
I was going to say, it's got the reach of 15, so yeah, it'll hit you.
Yeah, that is just insane.
He might as well just throw that thing.
Yeah, it really is, again, much better than I thought it was going to be. Again, the abdomen just added a lot to it, because I really thought it was going to be small and was a little upset. We were talking about it last night. And
I mean, but again, overall, the sculpt's great. Even the unique and weird armor going on for the more humanoid upper portion of the body. It's pretty, again, the sculpt's good. The colors are black and red, some demonic energy going on. You see the chains in the hands.
They even did like a edge highlight around some of the armor there. It looks really nice.
Yeah. So... better than we were expecting.
It looked very weird in the box.
I didn't even... well, we just only had a front view.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, I didn't even see the chains wrapping around the back. Even the little details like that.
That is nice.
Where he's just holding on for...
Yeah, and
holding on to
Miska has 4 humanoid arms, and so the lower 2 are actually holding a chain on the 2 heads of the wolves. And then the 2 upper ones, one of them's holding the trident. And so that's just another cool little detail that just adds a lot to the miniature itself.
You just got to see the full thing to appreciate it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of Scorpion-esque in the back.
Yeah, again, with all the stuff that he can do, I was kind of hoping there'd be
some sort of tail attack or
something. Not much crazy. I mean, a lot of damage for the attacks and stuff, but it's the other weird stuff. I mean, he can bonus action, like, end enchantments or, like, charms on him and allies. There's the kind of howl he can do, which I think is a legendary action. Yeah. And it'll just do psychic damage and some other incredible things.
Yeah, but the howl itself is just basically anything within any creature within 120 feet of himself. The creature must succeed on a 21 Wisdom or take 2 D12 force damage. So it's not huge, but just for
psychic
being
damage.
Or psychic damage, yeah. So that just being something that's a legendary action that he can do every turn is kind of nuts.
I mean, well, that's the least damage, but again, of all the stuff, I was kind of hoping for Scorpion Sting. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
But, I mean, that just makes the miniature look better in general, so that's fine. As long as it's there. I didn't even know it was there.
Right.
We just thought that was it, the front.
I thought it was just going to be a little weird. But I actually like it a lot. It's a really cool looking miniature. And again, putting this up against people is nuts because it does make 3 attacks. One with a bite, which I don't know why you would only have 1 bite when you have 2 wolves' heads.
I think it's just because it's
ridiculous. It does a lot of damage. I think let's see.
Well, it's incapacitation, possibly, and some damage.
So it can poison you, which the poison incapacitates you, and it does a bunch of damage on top of that.
Like 86, I think.
Yeah, it's, let's see, it is 2d10 plus 6 for the piercing damage, and then an additional 6d8. So, I mean, it's
24 CR.
Hurts. Yeah, I mean,
you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
It's a Demon Lord. It should be pretty scary.
Yeah, but like I was saying, it can make 2 attacks with its trident and 1 with a wolf head. I feel like that could have been backwards, though. And
I mean, the trident's doing force damage, so it's fine.
Yeah. But piercing and force,
I mean, even again, little weird Demon Lord figure. But even if you're not going to use the stat block, there's so many weird things you could do with this.
Oh, yeah.
This could just be like some aberration.
Yeah, or really a monstrosity.
Yeah, anything. Demon, aberration, monstrosity, something. It's big bad energy. Yeah, it's not like it's not going to be the biggest thing in the room. It might be against adventurers, but it's definitely like main character energy coming from this guy.
Yeah, and running up against that as a humanoid would be scary.
He's gonna be bigger than the party, but he's not compared to other like demon lords and.
Yeah, if you look at some of
looking at like Orcus or a Demigorgon, like he's not going to be the scariest one you're looking at.
No, definitely not.
When it's just him in the room.
And I think that's my biggest thing with the size that they did with the Orcus and the Demogorgon. I really wish they just would have buffed the size on this a little bit. It still is a beautiful miniature, but it just would have been so much cooler if it was, I mean, if the chest was this big around and this thing sat this tall. I mean, literally double the size on this and it would have been wicked.
Because there are some demon miniatures, I'm pretty sure, that are going to be rivaling him in size. And I kind of, if he's commanding things, was kind of hoping he'd just be, Yeah,
especially
bigger.
The fact that he's a legendary demon lord. Again, I just feel like it could have been bigger. I think that's my only downfall at this point, and the clown makeup that the wolves are wearing. I think those are the 2 biggest downfalls.
We'll just call it clown makeup, because it just works like that at this point.
Yeah, again, the rest of it actually...
No, the sculpt's great, and the coloring, too.
I really like this shiny red on the lower part of the legs.
I don't know if it's blood or if it's just the look, but either or, it is great.
Yeah, I think it's just what it's supposed to look like, but...
I mean,
Yeah, because it's the same colors, like, up in here, in the arm plates and stuff.
And they're so pulled in, the legs, if they were extended out, you could fill up a bigger space. But they're just, keeping them there. Yeah. Yeah, they are very tucked in. I think that is another thing with this, and this one's all sorts of... He's showing a leg,
Yeah, just showing off one.
It's fine.
Yeah, I truly do like this miniature. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, so I would highly recommend picking one up. To be honest,
it's unique.
Yeah,
I like it too, but it's not something that I'm going to get like a lot of use out of.
Yeah, mass amounts of use, and that's probably why they made it a little bit smaller, because obviously Orcus and the Demogorgon are
well known.
Yeah,
or even the dragons. Like the dragons, they're gonna always put the most time and effort into, whereas these other like big bads for like a book or something, they might do a little bit, but they're not gonna give them grand stage. They're just gonna keep them like this.
Yeah, keep them technically the actual size they're supposed to be compared to supersizing them like they do with some of the other miniatures.
Yeah.
I honestly really wish they would have, because that would have been a sweet miniature to have a supersized version of. But...
Oh, if again the legs extended, imagine, and if the tail's not going to go all the way back like a scorpion tail around, it would just be like you could have it back there menacing, and it's holding up a good portion of the space. But...
Yeah, they could have done something like the other two where the tail comes off though, and just made it a good size miniature.
Oh, if you could imagine if he was like something stupid like the Astral
That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be.
But, yeah, overall though, again, I'd highly recommend picking one up. I'm glad to add it to this collection again. Finally, they're coming out with a lot more demons and demon lords and stuff like that.
So. Oh yeah, we're good on demons now for a bit.
Yeah, after Vecna Ruin, there's a lot. So, would highly recommend picking it up. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. We always appreciate that, and we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.